Hello. Hello, hello. What a day. Oh, what a day, what a day. It's been a long, long day today. Gonna wait for a couple people to come in. Has anybody, hi Galloway. Hi Leo's wife, how are you? Have you guys, before I start, like I said, I'm gonna let a couple people get in, but I was watching Hulu tonight and, hello Anita. I was watching Hulu tonight. My mom had recommended a show. It's like a series with Reese Witherspoon, and it's called Little Fires. Yeah, Little Fires. It's on Hulu. It's actually a really good show. I'm only on season 1, part 2, but I was watching it before I decided to come live. I finally had 5 minutes to sit. Hi, Mojo. Yes, you caught alive. I'm so happy. It is. It seems really good. Like I said, I'm only on to the third episode, and it seems really good. It's kind of a mystery. I'm wondering what this one of the ladies, not Reese Witherspoon, another girl that plays a part, what her story is. I'm actually excited to see. But my mom recommended it. And so if any of you are bored, go on to Hulu and do Little Fires, I think. I think it's called Little. I want to say there's something else other than, I know it's Little and I know it's Fires. Little Fires Everywhere. Yes, Anita. You guys should definitely watch it. It's really good if you guys are looking for a new something to watch on a rain day, or if you're bored or whatever. I know season 2 isn't out yet, but it will be out. It's on Hulu, Mojo, and it's called Little Fires Everywhere. And it has Reese Witherspoon in it. And it's kind of like a mystery type thing. It's actually, I'm not all the way into it yet. I just started it and I'm only on like episode 3, but it's interesting. It actually caught my attention. So if you have Hulu, definitely check it out. There's another one. Let me look. My mom told me. And Reese Witherspoon is also in that one. And I haven't watched that. And this one is a movie instead of a series. So The Little Fires Everywhere is a series. Pretty Little Lies. I guess that's an actual, like a true crime type, a crime type movie. And my mom said that was really good too. I am good, Mojo. How are you? I hope everybody's had a good Wednesday. My day was kind of crazy today, actually. I had to go to the store and, do grocery shopping and face the madness and wear the mask. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all about being safe and wearing my gloves and my mask. I tell you, I have a really hard time breathing in those masks. Like by the time I'm done with the store, I cannot wait to rip that mask off. I don't know how people can wear those all the time. No problem, Anita. I'm glad you're here just listening. Laundry, yes, I did laundry today too. Okay, so I was looking into cases that kind of captured my interest. There's so many cases, and I happened to come across this case, which really intrigued me because not only were there 8 women murdered, but also this case started in 2005 and it is still unsolved as of today. Heartbreaking. I use recovering from a bug, but we are okay. Thanks. Glad you're okay. I feel like. Yes. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm happy you're feeling better, but I don't know how Michael Jackson actually wore a mask all the time. So this case happened in Jennings, Louisiana in 2005. There was 8 victims. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my picture before I went live. Those are the pictures of all the victims. I think this is going to be like a multiple live. Like, I'm going to do it in parts because there is a lot to this case. Not too much, but because I'm new, I'm trying to keep my lives to a certain time and then be able to go live again. And just because I need live watch hours and stuff, and I don't want to kind of overload everybody with everything in one setting. I think it would be more interesting to do it in sections where you guys could actually look into the case too, so you guys could come back and give me some feedback on what you guys thought. So let's start out with, how about I think I'll start out with just telling you the names of the victims first, and then when the murders happened. So the first victim was in May 2005, and her name was Loretta Chasen. She was 28 years old. She was found on May 20th, 2005. She was married with 2 children, and they found her floating in the river. Now, this is the other thing about this case. All the women were either found in water or on the side of the road near water. So the first victim, like I said, is Loretta Chasen. She was 28 years old, was married, 2 children. The second victim was in June 2005. Her name is Ernestine Daniels Patterson. She was 30 years old. She was found in a ditch. The third victim was in March 2007. Her name is Christine Lopez. She was 21. She was found also I believe she was found in the woods. Christine, yes, she was found in the woods. The fourth victim was in May 2007. Her name was Whitney DeBias. She was 26. She was found along the roadway the day before Mother's Day. How heartbreaking. The fifth victim was in May 2008. Her name is Laconia Brown. She was 23, but her friends and family called her Muggy. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you could stop in. I missed your live today. I had a feeling I was going to miss it. I hope you saw my message I left you in your chat. I just wanted to send you love, but I ended up going grocery shopping, like I said. So her family called her Muggy. She was 23. The sixth victim was in September 2008. Her name was Crystal Benoit. She was 24. She was also found in a wooded area. The seventh victim was in November 2008. Her name was Brittany Gary. She was 17 years old. Heartbreaking. 17 years old. And she was found off Interstate 10 near the highway. And the eighth victim was in August 2008. And her name was Nicole Guillereau. I believe that's the way I say it. And if I'm wrong, I apologize for butchering her name. She was 26 years old, and she was also found near in a ditch near I-10. Now, this is the thing about all the victims. All the victims knew each other. They all lived on the south side in Jennings. They were all sex workers. Not only did they know each other, two people were related that were murdered. Let's see. Let me look at my notes. I apologize. It was Louisiana, Jefferson, Davis, Paris. The causes of death for each victim varies among the women. Some of them had their throats cut. Others were asphyxiated. All the women knew each other. All lived in poverty and had criminal records for drugs and petty theft. They all had involvement with drugs and prostitution. They were all found in waterways or the back roads surrounding Jennings. This happened in 2008, Lisa. Between 2005 to 2008. In this case, if you want to look it up, it's called the Jennings Eight, and it is still an unsolved murder. There was 8 victims. Like I said, we're going to do a kind of a series part. I figured tonight I would just, oh my God, this is so similar to the serial killer in Epstein, UK in 2006. Stephen Wright, can you do that one day? He left them in the water. I can absolutely look into that, Mojo. Street girls, but people's daughters, 5 daughters did a draw. Absolutely. That was the thing for me, is that's what also caught my eye with this case, was that even if they were sex workers, even if they did have drug issues, they were still somebody's child. They were still a family, they still had family that loved and cared for them. And as we all know, when you're from poverty and you're, on drugs or a sex worker, a lot of times they don't get made for top priority. And I've always had an issue with that, because I don't care what somebody does in their life. If they are missing and their family is telling you they're missing, they should be top priority no matter what. Like I said, for me, I don't care what they do. It has nothing to do. Yes, Anita, I did watch The Murder in the Bayou on Showtime. That is a 5-part series. You're right. And this is about this case. Yes. So I was going to say that. There's also a documentary out there that you can watch that is about this case. Let's see. Now, this is the thing. With this case, I think the reason why this case has not been solved is because some people think it was a serial killer. Some people think that it was this man. He was linked to all these girls. His name was Frankie Richards. He was known for a partier. He was a pimp. He was a drug dealer. And then the other more people also thought that maybe it was police misconduct or politic corruption, because most of these ladies, not only were they sex workers, and they were also police informants, almost all of them. And they all went missing. And they did bring in Frankie in May 2017. They brought in Frankie and his goddaughter, and they brought him in on a warrant for homicide for one of the girls, for Lopez, but they were later released and the charges were dropped. They also brought in another guy that was also charged with murder, and he also, the charges were dropped later. So now let's see, how else can I do this? I can tell you how, I gave you all the names, and now how about I tell you basically Loretta Lewis, who was victim number, she was actually victim number 1. She was found, again, in May 2005. She was the first of 8. At the time, the only victim that was found. But people were already wondering if there was a serial killer. A group of froggers found her body several weeks later. It took them 2 months to ID her body. Horrible. The second to be found was Ernestine Daniels. She was found in a waterway 6 miles from where Lewis was found. Her injuries were different than Lewis's due to Ernestine's throat being cut, and Loretta's, she was asphyxiated. That is the other reason why they are kind of going away from the serial killer, because most serial killers, they say, stick to the same MO. And these cases, every single one changes. Yes. Let's see. With her case, police, with the Lewis case, 2 men were arrested for murder, and for the Lewis case, was arrested for the murder of Lewis, but only, like I said, they dismissed the case, just like with Frankie Richards. They thought they charged him with murder, and then they dropped it because they didn't have enough evidence. Then it took 2 years after Loretta Lewis was found, and Ernestine Patterson was found. 2 years. It took 2 years for the third victim to be found. The third victim's body was found by a fisherman, and that was Christine Lopez. She was naked. She went missing 2 weeks earlier. Her family said she was very paranoid before going missing. From what I've read, Christine Lopez was very worried because she was also friends with Loretta, and she was also friends with Ernestine. And she kept telling her family that she was next. The family kept asking her why she felt like she was next. She would never divulge why. They just said that she was always really paranoid. Yes. So that is kind of interesting to me, that they wouldn't, a lot of the victims that I read about, there's another one that I'll get to. She told her family that she wouldn't make it to her next birthday, and she didn't. So there was something going on that all these girls knew about, whether it was, you know, the Frankie Richards because he was a pimp, or because, like I said, all these victims were also police informants. So 2 years went by before they found the third victim. Like I said, a fisherman found Christine Lopez. She went missing 2 weeks earlier. Family said she was very paranoid before going missing. The same month that Lopez was found, 2 more women were found. Whitney Tobias, badly beaten, nude. She was found by Jamie Trehan, a known police informant. So he found her. Let me find my next page. And then the other body was Laconia Muggy Brown, was found by a police officer. She was doused in bleach and found on a back road. In 2008, the 6th victim was found, Crystal Benoit. She was found in the woods. Later that year, the youngest victim, Brittany Gary, was found on the side of the road in August 19th of 2009, after the task force and roadway workers found the last victim along the road of Interstate 10. Gilligers, they were cousins. So the youngest victim, who was 17, was also the cousin of Nicole, and Nicole is the one that told her mother she would not see her next birthday, days before she went missing. Let's see. Let me get to my notes. Sorry. I was supposed to be prepared, but days go. And a lot of people were outraged on this case also because they felt like the sheriff, Ricky Edwards, wasn't doing enough. Like they felt like the family felt like their family, their missing family and now dead family were disposable to him. He wasn't very interested, and that was the other reason why people felt like the police were covering up stuff, because like I said, we'll get into that in the next couple of parts, but not only were they were police informants, and they just felt like the police were not doing their job to solve this case. And still, here it is. It started in 2005, and here we are 2020, and the case is still not solved. Let me go over, let's see, there's who were the victims. Like I said, they were, let's see. I did all that. According to Discovery, each of the victims had struggled with drugs. They say their daughter, Nicole, started using drugs early on and was diagnosed as bipolar when she was 12. Another common factor among the women is that they all lived on the South Side. According to observers, South Jennings is a home of the poor and the working class, while the North Side is dominated by middle class and upper class residents. The South Side is allegedly known for its illegal drug trade and sex. Pointing towards, let's see. I'm sorry. Now, Frankie Richards, who was described as a Jennings underworld figure, keeps coming up in the investigation time and time again. Both law enforcement and the victims' loved ones refer back to this man, Frankie Richards. His name seems to be on everybody's lips everywhere you go. You need to go talk to Frankie Richards. We think he's involved. Richie appears on the special and described as a drug user, a drug dealer. He was also allegedly with some of the victims right before they disappeared. Richard acknowledged being with the victims and can be seen stating, "I've gotten high with most of them." Most of the girls had sex with he had sex with a couple of them in 2007 while Richard was in jail on an unrelated rape charge. He was repeatedly investigated for the murders of Ernestine and questioned about the death of Kirsten Lopez. Both the murder and the rape charges, however, were dropped. Richard denies he had anything to do with any of the deaths and maintains that he has no knowledge about what might have committed these crimes. Not everyone on the special seems at ease with Richard. However, Chad and Nick Chasen, the brothers of the victim Loretta, says the last time they saw their sister was at a gas station where she drove off with Frankie Richards. Brittany Jones goes one step further. Frankie has always been a no-good creep to me. I've never heard anything good about him, and I've never seen him do anything good. Now, local citizens reportedly don't trust law enforcement, particularly in regards to the Jennings case. In December 2008, a task force involving 14 local, state, and national law enforcement agencies were formed to investigate the Jennings deaths. Let me minimize this a little. It was hoped that the creation of this team would ease the push and pull between families and official investigators, but multiple sources quoted during the death on the bayou claim that it's only made the situation worse. Some members of the task force allegedly did not do much to alleviate the tension. In 2008, for example, the Louisiana State Police reportedly investigated veteran Jefferson Davis County Detective Warren Gary over his purchasing a truck from a possible witness and fined him $10,000. Another task force agent, Detective Paul Gullery, reportedly lost evidence and was fired. Many residents say they believe the social class and economic standing is an issue that has affected the investigation. Sorry about that. And so I know some of you have seen this. What are your thoughts on this? Now, like I said, I'm going to get more into it in my next one. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a rough draft on what they're trying to say. Like I said, there's a lot of talk. Some say that it was a serial killer. Some say that it's this Frankie Richards. Some say it's police. And we'll get into why people think it's the police, why people think Frankie, and why people think it's a serial killer. But I just kind of want to know, for the people that have watched it, if you guys have your opinion after watching that documentary. I'm going to go off camera for a minute. I'm going to have a cigarette. I'm definitely gonna have to check out this Ipswich serial killer. It's a lot. It seems really similar, huh? Let's see what else. I don't want to stop yet. I'm not that far into it yet, but I don't want to go too much further because hopefully Friday when I go live, I want to be able to have a whiteboard. I'm getting that tomorrow. It's supposed to be in, so I can really break down this case with you guys. Like I said, I kind of just wanted to go live tonight and kind of just give you the names and give you the background of the crime. Basically, when they went missing, when they were found. That's pretty much what I wanted to do tonight. Like I said, Friday, I really want to dive into it where we're going to be able to link these girls together and we're going to link them to certain people. We're going to be able to link these girls to not only the police, because a lot of them were with the police. They were informants of the police. We're also going to be able to link them to, now I lost his name, Frankie Richards. Like I said, I gave you guys a little bit because some of the girls were last seen with him. But also there was, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it, but there was also a vehicle involved that the police ended up buying, which was part of the crime. That some of the girls were seen into the truck before going missing, and then the police. Dirty dealings, bad people. Rest in peace, girl. These girls knew what was going on in that. Absolutely, Anita. And that's the other thing I want to get into. They definitely knew something was going on. They knew that their lives were in danger. But the one thing, they would not say why. They would not say because of police. They would not say. They were too scared to say, but they knew they were in danger. Every single one of them did. Absolutely. Some actually, talked about it. Some said that they knew they were going to be next, and they were. I just wish the girls had enough courage so this case could be solved. I wish the girls had enough courage to be able to say what they were scared of. And that is what leaves this case a mystery, is because they never spoke on what they were scared of. A lot of people say the reason why they didn't speak is because it goes back to the police. Absolutely. And if before Friday, before I go live, if you guys are really interested in this case and you really want to get down into it with me, watch this documentary. It's called, again, Anita, it's on, you can download it on your Fire Stick or whatever you have, and it's called, I think you can also watch it on YouTube. You can type in and you'll see the documentary. I forgot the name of it. Anita, can you remember the name of the documentary? I know you mentioned it. Something on the Bayou. But that will catch you. I'm going to go live Friday and really dig into the case. Probably Friday evening. But like I said, I just wanted to go live tonight just to kind of give you guys just a little bit of a rough draft. Kind of give you the back, like somewhat of the backstory, but who these women were. Murder on the Bayou, and it's on Showtime. But you can also, I believe you can put Murder on the Bayou into YouTube, and I think the documentary is actually on. Let me look real quick. I'm almost positive. Let me look real quick. Yes. If you put in Murder in the Bayou full documentary, it is there. So you can watch it on YouTube. If you do not have Showtime on your Fire Stick, you are able to watch it on that. Oh, thank you, Galloway. There's the link, I believe. I think that's what Galloway put down. But like I said, that way you guys can kind of watch it. You guys will see where I'm coming from with it. And then Friday, like I said, I'm going to have my whiteboard and we're going to dissect it. And we're going to see which side do we fall on. Do we fall on that it was a serial killer? Do we fall on that it was the pimp? Or do we fall that it was police corruption? And we're going to see where we land on it. It would be kind of cool if we could really figure it out. You put your pen and paper. Because like I said, I just started. I'm sorry, Mojo. I'm trying to do it in sections just because I have to do my watch time. And I know all of you guys know that watch YouTube when everybody first starts out, they only do a certain amount of time and then end. So I didn't want to do I didn't want to break it all down tonight because this case has really got a lot of spins. It's kind of not as big as the West Memphis 3, but there is a lot of spins and curves into this case. There is a lot to this case. So, like I said, I just kind of wanted to get you guys excited about it. Maybe I teased you a little, but I didn't mean to because I did talk about it. But I kind of wanted to have you guys get excited about about the case in hopes that, you guys would also look into it with me. So when I'm writing it down or I'm saying things, you guys can add things in. So it's kind of like we're all doing the investigation or the dissecting of this case, me doing it. I know that a lot of people usually just watch the channel creator kind of dissect the case, but I thought it would be kind of cool to have us all dissect the case together. I've been looking online on a lot of the creators, and I haven't seen that yet. So I thought that it would be really cool for you guys to be just as involved because people that love true crime love to be involved just as much as the creator. So I figured we could do it that way where we're all involved in it, instead of, like I said, just me, just sitting here talking to you guys and breaking it down, which I will, but I think it would be cool to have you guys in on it and you guys can put things together or maybe add something that I'm missing because I do love true crime and I've been really researching this case, but at the same time, I'm still new. This case is unreal. It really is. It instantly caught my attention, broke my heart, but I found it really, as heartbreaking as it was really interesting. And to know that all the girls knew each other, that's the key thing to this case, though. I think that is a big key point to this case is not only were two girls related, the youngest of the 8 was related to another, I believe, not only that, but all the girls knew each other. All the girls ran in the same circle. All the girls ran with the same people. They ran the same streets. And I think that is, for me, I feel like if they would look into that more, I bet you they would be able to solve the case. I really do. I think that is the key to the case is the girls and their relationships and who they ran with and what they did together. Because once the first victim went missing, all these girls knew they would be next. Almost all of them. They all knew. They were all scared. They all knew, and they never spoke. And I think that is the heart of the case. And I think that is what the cops are failing to do, because they just look at them as streetwalkers, which is heartbreaking to me. Absolutely heartbreaking to me. And I definitely will look into the case. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys have cases that you want me to look into, I will absolutely, I'm going to put my email. Hold on, I'll put it as a banner, and you guys can absolutely email me. Even if you have something about this case, just put what case that you want me to look at, or this case. Just put that in the description of the email, and I'll make sure I read it. And that's my email. So please, if you guys have any emails that, any cases that you guys would love me to look into, or if you find something that you think would be helpful for the case on Friday, absolutely. Yes, the Long Island serial killer. Yep. But that one, see, with that one, it's just as heartbreaking. But they absolutely have declared the Long Island serial killer as the Long Island serial killer. With the Jennings Eight, they will not specifically say it's a serial killer. Where, with the Long Island, he pretty much stayed to his MO. Every killing was pretty much the same. With this case, all 8 were either they were asphyxiated or their throats were cut. Some were beaten. Some were doused in bleach. Some were found naked. Some were found clothed. Some were found too late to even determine. It's really, it's called the Jennings Eight. It's out of Jennings, Louisiana. It happened in between 2005 to 2008, are when all 8 victims were killed. And this case is still unsolved to this day. They still have not, and their theories on it is either a serial killer, but what throws them for the serial killer is because all the killings were different, and most serial killers kind of stick to the same MO. Then there was also this pimp that knew all the women and had a bad track record. They have him also as maybe a suspect. And the other saying is they're thinking that it's police corruption due to all 8 of the victims. Not only were they, from poverty, they were streetwalkers, they were addicted to drugs. To me, that doesn't matter, but it's true. And they were also all police informants, every single one of them. They did swab the men involved, yes. But some of the victims, there was no DNA to get. Majority of the victims, to be honest. They were pretty badly decomposed by the time they were found. It's very complex. Like I said, that's why I didn't want to do it all tonight, because it's definitely going to be like a 2, maybe even 3-parter for us to literally go through everything, because each victim has died a certain way. So like I said, why I did the case tonight was just to kind of explain the case to everybody. And Puss in Boots, also there's a documentary for this case. You can, if you scroll up, I don't know if you can still see it. I don't know if Galloway can drop the link again, but on YouTube, you can watch the documentary, or if you have Showtime, you can watch it. you can watch it on your Fire Stick, and it's called Murders on the Bayou. So that way on Friday, if you guys get a chance, you guys can watch it. I have a son. I have to go. My son is here. Devin is here. Good job. Okay, Anita, thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good night, and I will see you Friday. Oh, great. Yes, definitely. But like I said, I'm going to cut this because everybody can, like I said, I will definitely be back Friday. I'll be back with way more information. I have a whole book filled. I've been doing research on this for over a week now. My whiteboard's coming in tomorrow. That's why I kind of wanted to go live tonight, because I'm trying to get my watch time, kind of get you guys into this case. But then Friday, I'll be ready. We can dissect it and see what theory we fall on. Do we, So absolutely. Thank you guys all for coming in. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I hope you guys kind of got the gist of everything. Like I said, please bear with me. I'm new at this crime stuff, and I'm trying to figure it out and do it, in a way that's interesting and keeps you guys interested. But at the same time, I'm still learning, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Mojo. That means a lot. Thank you. Sometimes I get nervous still when I come up here, and I don't want to mess up, and I don't want to give you guys false things. And I've been really trying really hard to investigate the right way and give you guys the great, because there's so many facts, but some facts are relevant, some facts aren't. So I'm trying to pick and choose what is the most relevant of the case. And yeah, so if you guys just bear with me, I promise I will get better as time goes on. Thank you, Galloway. That means a lot. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you. And if you guys could like my stream, and I will definitely see you guys Friday. Have a wonderful day or evening, no matter wherever you are. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys all Friday. Much love to y'all. See you then. Bye.